of you guys it is afternoon. So good afternoon to most of you. My name is Brandy and I'm the owner and artist behind Brush by Brandy, and I'm live here on the Redesign with Prima Facebook and their YouTube channel today. And that is because we are having a new release day. Have you guys been watching the live video so far this morning? There will be more after me, so stick around today. If you guys are out painting or just listening, check into Redesign, and there's a whole bunch of fun stuff going on. Release days are always a lot of fun for us. So there's months of work that goes into this, and it's all coming to fruition today. So I am lucky enough that I get to come here and show you guys a brand new collection from Redesign. And the collection I'm going to share with you is called the Grand Chateau Collection. And I'm going to use my best French today, which is not good at all. So it's going to be terrible French. So those of you who speak French, like Natalie from Redesign, please turn your cameras off. Don't listen to me speak for the next few minutes. It's going to be awful. So what I have planned is I'm going to show you guys the collection. You guys, my husband Sean is here behind the camera to talk to you guys, help answer any questions. So pop on with anything that you'd like to know while I'm on. And I'm going to show you guys the collection, and then we're going to go, I'm going to show you a project. We're going to work on some stuff together and show you how I actually put these to use, okay? So I love this collection because it is so heavy in molds. The Grand Chateau Collection has a bunch of great molds. I'll show you guys those in a minute, but let's start out with some transfers, some new transfers. So this first one I'm going to show you is called, oh my gosh.
Oh, are we doing this right out of the gate? I know,
it still stresses me out. They sent me like an audio recording of the French, and it doesn't matter because I still look at it and I'm like, nope, that's a nope. I learned Spanish in school, right? I took like 5 years of Spanish class, but this, nope. Okay, this one's called Chambre de la Reine. Chambre de la Reine. Okay, so that's what it looks like in the package. Let's take this one out. But I think with a name like Grand Chateau and then all the French names, you can kind of get an idea that this is a very French-inspired collection.
You know, even Redesign made the comment, wait till you say the names.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not, they knew. They were like, do you want us, because my previous videos, and they're so embarrassed, like, we don't even really want to put her online.
Wait for it?
Maybe somebody send her like a video and she'll get it. Can we do some, if we do like Spanish collections, I'm all over it. I'm your girl. French, not so much. Okay, so this is a 2-sheet transfer. That's a big guy. It's got some, looks like some cherubs on it, a lot of greenery. There's some roses in here. And I'll show you next one of the smaller transfers because they're very complementary. So I'm going to try to hold this up. But this is the Salon de Dion transfer.
Celine Dion?
Yes. Yes, they absolutely named transfer Celine Dion. And it's got a very similar coloring in the roses and similar styling in the roses. So if you had a larger piece of furniture and you wanted to grow this transfer either vertically or horizontally and make it fit your furniture piece, you can grow it by adding on these guys around it, and it would absolutely look like these were complementary. So I'm kind of covering her face, but it's a very you know, classic art style transfer.
You know, I'm getting one of those moments when you look at like an appraisal and you see the background picture. The mirror catches me.
Oh yeah, wave high. You can turn that if you flip it, it'll flip.
No, it's well. Look where the hinge point isn't here.
Oh yeah, but it'll still. Or you can just.
Can I just turn it?
Yeah, turn it this way. The whole thing turns. All right. No offense, Sean looks beautiful today and all.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so then I showed you this next transfer. This is a maxi size, which is a 12 by 12. It has two 12 by 12 sheets in here. So in the package, this is what it looks like. Once I pop this guy out, I have these two 12 by 12 sheets, and these are those accent roses that absolutely complement the style of the last transfer. So this is Salon de Diane.
Celine Dion.
Celine Dion, yeah. Close enough. We'll allow it.
If anybody's gonna butcher a language.
Okay, and then the next transfer in this collection is one of the gold transfers. And so this is what this one looks like in the package. This one I actually know how to say. This one is called Fleur de Lis. Oh. So I'll give you one guess what's on here.
a floor.
Now I did, we actually are going to use this one today. So I'm going to show you what it looks like unused. You get 2 sheets like this. One of my second sheet is actually used. So imagine 2 sheets exactly the same size, but it actually goes really far and these go on remarkably well. So I'm gonna, we're gonna do this one today. So if you stick around, I'll show you guys my project and we're gonna use this gold transfer. It actually comes off looking like a gold foil. It's got a very metallic, you can see the shimmer of the fleur-de-lis, and that's what's gonna come off on your piece. It looks like a gold leafing in your design. So there is also, in this very French-inspired collection, a lot of fleur-de-lis. So that's a hint of what's to come in a little bit. All right, papers. Let's take a look at some papers. All right, this collection has 2 papers in it. And this one, the first one is called Chapelle Royale. This is what it looks like in the package. Chapelle Royale. I only know that because of the Chappelle Show.
I was just gonna say that.
This is how much culture I have, you guys. Are you impressed? I've actually been to France too. That's you wouldn't guess. All right, and so this is what this one looks like. It is recommended that you put these papers up on a white background. I've got a gray here, and you'll notice that it darkens the design quite a bit. So if you put white behind these, watch the difference that it makes when I slide white. Can you see how those colors pop? So here I've got it up against the dark gray and up against the white. So even if it's a darker color paper, you really make the design pop by putting a white background against it. This paper has a lot of like beiges, some gold tones. There's a little soft pink in there, a lot of greenery. So you can put this with a variety of greens, like forest greens, sort of army green colors. Very antique looking. It's got a crackled backdrop in it. So I'll show this to you closer up on camera. So that one's called Chapelle Royale, and I'm hoping to use this one with you guys today, so we will leave this one out of the package. All right, the next one, this one's super pretty, and I'm going to save this, I don't know, this is one of those ones where I save it for just the right piece because I really like it. This one's called Salon de Gloire. Glory. I don't know.
Gloire Dion?
Yeah. I'm trying, guys. Come on. All right, and this is a really pretty floral design. It's got great colors in it.
I shouldn't even joke because I
know.
might
Imagine being
people.
you guys should feel bad for me. I should run this like a telethon, huh? Where you guys are like, let's pay for her to get some Spanish or some French lessons. Look at the colors in this. Again, I'm going to put it on that white backdrop just so you can really see those colors pop. Look at the colors in this. I mean, just this one rose right here is amazingly gorgeous. It's got rich reds, pinks in there. Beautiful detail in this. It looks very, very classy and very high end. I love this paper. So this piece that's behind me is actually like the perfect size for a decoupage paper like this. It would fit on those 3 drawers and that would be your focal point of the entire piece.
Oh, Redesign with Prima. Means room of glory.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
The translation would help.
Give me the translation and I'll just say the English version and then you guys can type out the French one. How about that? Can we compromise?
You can hit Google Translate for the other.
It's a negotiation. All right. Room of Glory. Salon de Glory.
Oh man. Salon de Glory.
Salon de Glory. All right. Next, we've got a stencil in this collection, and this is called Chapelle Royale. I got that. Yeah, I got that one right. I'm good with Chapelle and Royale. All right, and this has a sort of floral in a vase, very classic floral design. I'll take this out and show it to you guys on the darker background. This could also be called Boucle Orné. So you might see this referred to with 2 different names. Same stencil. There's a couple that you might see under different names, and I'll tell you guys what each one of those are. So I do have a little bit of design in the background here, but you can see up against the dark gray, you can see the pattern of the stencil. This is a little bit thicker of a stencil, so it would work for a raised stencil design. You get a nice relief out of the stencil. So very pretty. This would be pretty. You can combine it like on, you know, I can put this on the sides of the piece with, say, that nice French transfer on the front. You can combine these and they're all complementary. So that's the point of the collections, is that all of the products are meant to work together to give you a cohesive look.
Oh, yeah. Tina says she doesn't like this piece of furniture right here.
You don't like it?
Yeah.
You want to get rid of it? It's embarrassing, huh? I know. I'm humiliated.
She said it's gorgeous.
I love this piece. And you guys want to know what's on here? Let's start with this one since you've been staring at it behind me. What do I have on here? I used this mold. This is one of the new molds. This is what it would look like in the packaging. And this one is called Salon Parisian Charm.
Yeah, that one's too easy.
Salon Parisian Charm. Okay, and this one, oh, I said the stencil wrong. The stencils could be referred to as Chapelle Royale or Petit Trianon. I apologize. I said that was the stencil. Okay, so Chapelle Royale or Petit Trianon. Two names would both refer to the same stencil. Okay, so this one is the mold, and this is called Salon Parisian Charm. Could also be called Boucle Ornée. And what I did with this one is I made this into my hardware backing. And that's one of my favorite things to do with my molds.
Oh, does this one have a second name?
This one does have a second name.
What's that second name?
Boucle Ornée.
Yeah, there we go.
Salon Parisian Charm or Boucle Ornée. So there I have three things that you might see them referred to with two different names. Same product though.
Well, hey, Sherry.
So for this, hey, Sherry. You guys, thanks for popping on because I know it's a work day for a lot of you guys and everybody else. This will be available on replay. You can come back and watch these later today. But I cast these in amazing casting resin. This will be a video on my YouTube channel, Brushed by Brandy, so you guys can check that out here. This is a redesign with Prima stamp that I did all along the top, and I combined that. And then I feel like putting the mold behind my hardware just makes a feature of my hardware. So this is a gorgeous mold, incredible detail to it. It's a nice, good size. You can see how it fills up a lot of real estate on this piece. Really made it a focal point.
All right, dumb question. Who's on for redesign?
Either Sharon or Haley.
Don't worry about outing yourself. It's okay. Anyway,
did they just say the French wrong? So I feel
no. They like French so much that they gave each piece. They gave some two names.
Oh yeah, thanks for that. That's a great idea.
Okay, it is Sharon. Okay, yeah, thank you.
That's a great idea. Yeah, thanks for that, Sharon. All right. Okay, this one I can say this name. This is my favorite one of them all, of course, because I can say the name.
Oh,
this one's called Corner Charm.
What?
Corner Charm. Corner Charm. Corner Charm. It's not Celine Dion.
Dang it.
No, that was already taken. All right, and this one is called Corner Charm because it fills up corners. It's got a great angle design for those corner pieces. And you've got a reverse, which is super nice so that you can use it on a right and a left-hand side of a furniture piece. Anything. You can use these on walls. You can use them on home decor items like vases and pottery. There's any variety. You can use these. These are food safe.
And then it's a new size, 6x6.
Yes, that's a good point. So
I just came up with that.
Here is the size that most of my molds are, and you can see this is a square size here. There's a couple different sizes in this collection, so I'll show you the comparisons on the sizes. Okay, another one of these square sizes, and this one's gorgeous, and I have a casting of this one, is called Salon de la Belle Epoque.
Huh?
Yep. That's what it is. You get it one time and one time only. Yeah. Salon de la Belle Epoque. Okay, and this is a really dramatic. Let me find my casting of this, and I went ahead and painted it. Let me put a little bit of gilding wax on this so you can really see. When you add gilding wax or dry brushing over the top of a mold is when you kind of really see the detail come alive. But you can see the incredible detail. This, I just painted it, and it has a metallic to it, so you can see a little bit of the sheen coming off the details. And this is redesigned with Prima Decor Wax. This color is called Eternal. And when I put this over the top, I can just apply it with my finger.
If you're French, we just want to apologize now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. Definitely apologize.
I figure like that would hit the beginning of everything as a disclosure
I feel like
up front.
This is a cultural atrocity, and I'm probably going to need to do like community service at the Cultural Center for being on this
Decades.
video. Yeah. So look at what that little bit of decor wax that I just applied with my finger does to bring out those details.
It means Solana, the beautiful era.
Oh, I like like that. Can we just name it that? Because
Come
that
on,
is gorgeous.
yeah.
And this is a gorgeous classic design. I'm going to use this one a lot.
Just because it sounds better in French, it just confuses me.
That's gorgeous. I mean, I have like a bronze background to this, and then that gold over the top with the...
Oh, sure, I agree. I want my country talking husband to try to say those names. Yeah.
From now on, we're going to have Sean do the French speaking.
Yes.
Okay, and that's also in the 6x6 size, Salon de la Belle Époque.
Also known as?
Thank you. Belleza. 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 I think it's Belleza. Which probably means beautiful something. All right, this is another one called Salon de Noble.
You can call me Sean, but that's thank you.
Did I say it wrong? I'm sorry. I apologize. All right, Salon de Noble. Salon de Noble. And I use this one also. You guys will find this one behind me on this piece here.
See, sorry to interrupt, but Donna's speaking my language. She says she's gonna teach you how to say creme brulee.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's some French I can speak. Bouquet. What else?
No, that's not food.
Yeah, no, I know, but
desserts.
This is just the amount of French that I know. Okay, so I use this one here on this furniture piece behind me. I used a little bit of paint dry brushed over the top of it to really bring out the relief. Maybe Sean can come in a little bit close and get you guys the detail on this cast mold. This is a great size too. You can see how this is a pretty large drawer, and it really made a focal point at the center of that drawer. It's got some greenery, some leaves, and sort of a scrolling design. Salon de Noble. And I love my molds. They're one of the best investments that I've made. I can use them over and over and over and over again. I have molds that are years old and...
Baguette, yes.
Oh yeah, baguette.
Thank you.
Yeah, we like that. Okay.
Speaking my language.
All right, this piece here actually has a few different molds on it. If I can back up, I can show you guys. All right, this is a piece of the Corner Charms mold here. So you can combine them. And again, because these are from the same collection, they're complementary. So this is from the Corner Charms mold. This is just a little...
Just don't move papers. I've got...
Resembles a keyhole there. Okay, and this is another mold that's also on this piece. It's like, Where's Waldo? Can you find the new molds on Brandy's furniture pieces? This one's called Salon de Glace. I should say it in like the French way, and then it's salon.
The glossy salon.
I'm sure that's an accurate translation taken directly from Google Translate. All right, this is a nice big mold. That's a large size. This is a good size mold. And this has some greenery on the side, again, a right and a left-hand side, and then it's got a big medallion in the center here. So I use these. I can't back up, I'm running over my own stuff. I use these on the bottom of this piece here. So I've got this large medallion at the bottom. Right here is my focal point, and then I've got the greenery off to either side of it. So that's how I use that. You could put two of these together. Put another one on the other side.
Hall of Mirrors.
Oh, I like the translation so much better.
I like mine better.
It's like this big aha moment when you guys tell me what it really means. Okay, so Salon de Glace means Hall of Mirrors. I didn't know that.
Glossy salon.
Yeah. So not an accurate translation after all.
Sounds, yeah.
Who knew?
It sounds like they don't have any cleaning crew at that salon.
I guess
they need to figure that
Prima
out.
doesn't have anyone who speaks French either, huh? Okay, this next mold is called Salon de Pays. Salon de Pays. And there are two designs. Well, I guess there's four, because there's a few small sort of ribbon designs, and then these two large medallions. And I have castings of these too.
Oh, it's a famous room in the Palace of Versailles.
Oh, now I feel not well traveled at all.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is just,
I can't even look at you right now.
It's embarrassing, actually. I did go to college for this. I promise you I really did. Where did my gilding wax go?
Right into your lid right there. Right there.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so with the last one, I put a little bit of gilding wax on it and showed you how those details came alive. So this, again, is just the mold painted. And when I add that gilding wax over the top, you can really see all the detail. So it's got this one has a woman's figure in the center, and then around the outside, it's got a leaf design. Okay, so that's with just a little bit of gilding wax added to a bronze background. So that's really pretty. Okay, and then the next one is a bird design. It's got birds with a laurel around them. And I'll add that same gilding wax over the top. I'm just doing this with my finger. You can also do it with a brush. But I think the test of a good mold is once you put that little bit of gilding wax or a little bit of dry brushing over the top and you can see all the details in it. Okay, so that's some birds in the center and then a wreath of greenery around with a bow at the top. And then it's got the two little ribbons that you can use with that. Okay, so that's what comes in this one, which is Salon de Pays. Super pretty. I will save these castings and I use them. Once you make them, I never waste resin. So anytime I have extra resin, I'll pour any kind of casting that I can and I save them. They will save well and I can use them later on a future project. All right, we're getting to the end of our molds and these are actually the ones that I'm going to use on a project with you guys today. So this first one here, here's what it looks like in the package. And this one's called Fleur de Lis en Or. And guess what it is? This is a fleur de lis. So you might kind of have an idea that the project that I'm going to do with you guys revolves around a fleur de lis theme. And we're going to move over to my project in just a second. And we'll get working on that. Fleur de lis en or. And this has 4 smaller fleur de lis. It's got a trim molding on the side and then a larger fleur de lis here. So this is the larger. And I've got on this one a little bit of foil. And I'll show you how I'm going to make use of that.
So what does the en or mean?
Really?
I'm really asking. I don't know if you
really?
know this.
Really? You are asking the absolute wrong person.
Oh my gosh.
Here is this trim molding
Natalie?
here. Is Natalie on? Yeah? Is she? We need her.
I'm picking up, Sharon's probably got her tasked with the Google Translate.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the trim molding here, and this can be pieced end to end to create long trims. I got it upside down, and it's got a fleur de lis in the center of it. Okay, and then this last mold I'm going to show you. Make sure I covered all of them. We're going to move over to my furniture piece in a second.
Can I step away for a second?
Can you move me and then?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's called Salon de la. Salon de la. And this one has an amazing size. There's 2 big, huge fleur de lis molds on this one. So let's move over and I will show you guys how we're going to put this one to use. This is actually what we're going to be doing today. My piece has a fleur de lis theme.
En or?
Yep. Yeah, no. All right.
So I figure if I just say a bunch of French words together, it sounds like a sentence.
It sounds very,
very
sophisticated.
Yeah. That's
okay,
what I am.
Can you see both sides of my piece behind me?
This I can. This, not so much.
Because I'm going to be dramatic and I'm going to show you sort of a before and after. So I've got a beautiful paint finish on here. And the paint finish that I have on here, this is Wisel paint. This is
so
black.
much stuff over here.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
I'm hoping you don't ask me to move.
I've got a blend of black, and then in the center here, I've got some earth, which is a soft brown. Okay, so I blended my black into a soft brown paint. And then I put the new Tiger's Eye glaze on there. For a little bit of shimmer over the top, it added that gold to tie in with the gold that's on the rest of my furniture piece. So it's Tiger's Eye glaze. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. I know metallics don't always translate well on camera, but that's got a little bit of a shimmer to it. And I wanted to show you guys this side because that's where we started, and here's where we're going. So I did some of this with you guys on my Live on the Brush by Brandy page last night, but let's go ahead and make that side look like this side. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did, and of course I used the Fleur de Lis transfer. This is a metallic transfer, and I'm going to put it right over the top of my unsealed paint with that Tiger's Eye glaze on it. So I'm going to take out the sheet that I haven't used. So I used one sheet on this side, and the second sheet is going to go over here on this side. These come in the package with a transfer tool. So you're going to use the transfer tool that comes in the package with the transfer. This transfer measures 18 by 24. Okay, and I'm going to pull mine down to the second drawer, and I'll show you how I worked up on that top drawer in just a minute. So now that I know my placement, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to peel back this white backing sheet. And you can save this because if you end up with pieces of your transfer that are left, you'll want to put them back on the backing sheet so that they don't adhere to anything that they touch. So you can save that backing sheet. If you end up using all of your transfer, that part gets discarded. I'm going to move this a little bit closer to me, and I'm going to find my placement. I'm going to line it up with the corner on this drawer. Just like that. Wait till you see when this comes off the backing sheet. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I've just done my dry placement, and now I'm going to take my my tool, my wooden transfer stick, and I'm going to rub over all of the transfer. I want to make sure I rub over everything pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and take a razor knife and just cut off this portion over here because I don't want it to stick to the side of my piece, and I'm going to end up using this. So let's go ahead and slice this off, and this is what I will save that backing sheet for, because if you set this down, it's adhesive on the backing. It can pick up and attach to whatever you set it on. So be careful with those. So I'm going to rub over the entirety of the transfer. Now here I've got a split. This is 2 drawers, so I can take my razor knife, and while this is on the sheet, I'll come and just give that a slice too. That's going to give me a nice clean line where my drawers meet up. Okay, so I've got that made, and now this top is an independent piece. Already it's wanting to start popping away anywhere that I've rubbed it, but I want to make sure I get over all of it, get over into the corners. And once I feel like I've gotten over that transfer pretty well, I'm going to pick up a corner of it. I'm just going to use the tip of my razor knife to pick up the corner. All right, and now that I've got a corner, I'm going to rub and pull away that backing. Okay, right over those fleur-de-lis, and those are going to stay with my furniture piece. I'm watching as I go, and I'm going nice and slow to make sure that it releases onto the piece everything that's supposed to. You can tell because it has a slightly different sheen on the pieces that are intended to come off. It has a slightly different sheen from the gold background. So I can tell what's meant to stay and what's meant to pull away. This is a pretty easy process. I have some pieces here that didn't pull away, so I'm going to place that back down and rub those. Just a couple of this little sort of sprinkling, like the gold dust that's in the background. Those are when I'm being the most careful, because it can be easy to not notice that some of those came away with your backing paper. Sean stepped away for just a minute. He does have a regular job, you guys, so he had to go answer a question really quick. He'll be right back. So if I'm missing any comments, I apologize. I will watch this back afterwards, and I can help answer any questions. You guys are always welcome to message me too. I always try to answer my messages when you guys contact me. All right, I didn't get my cut all the way through right here, so I'm just gonna make sure that separates, and then this piece is going to be ready to pop away. All right, and look at how easy this is, and it's super rich looking and sophisticated. Really pretty design. So that's really pretty. Let's go ahead and do this second piece right here, and then I'll have my whole drawer fronts done in this transfer. Oh, you guys, shh. Sean's back. Sean's back. You guys stop talking about him.
It's okay.
He can hear you now.
I like honesty, whether it's telling me to go kick rocks or not.
So this looks like a gold leafing pattern. These gold transfers. So I'm just rubbing over the entire transfer. I do a single pass with my transfer stick, and then after I've gone over it, and you can start to tell what has attached to the piece. Already the backing sheet wants to pop away pretty much as soon as I rub over it. And then I just look for any areas that maybe I haven't touched. I'm gonna grab a corner again, just get under there. And then going slowly, I'll pull away my backing sheet and I'll have the same design on this bottom drawer here. I want you to get all up in there.
Wow.
It was never on, I was not on camera the whole time.
Did you brush your teeth today?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to get all close up in there.
Wow.
I'm all about the hygiene.
I just went to the dentist last week and already had my x-rays done. Thank you for the offer though. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. It's so sophisticated looking. I love it on the black background. This looks great on dark colors. You could also put it on light colors. But on the black background, it really pops. So pretty. So that was just a few minutes and I got an incredibly detailed design. And then up here where I've got this drawer, so this was more of a horizontal design, but I can patch this in, and I would do that by, I'm going to find my pattern and I'm going to kind of line these up where they would go. So I'm going to come up here and I'll just rub on one of my fleur-de-lis on this spot here. Okay, so I can kind of make it conform to any design. Another one over here on this side. And I want to get all that gold sprinkle too so that it looks like it's part of the piece. Okay, and then I can take and I can patch in my sprinkles around anywhere that I want to fill in that spot. Okay, so a little bit of the sprinkle. But you guys might notice that I have some gorgeous hardware going on these drawers over here. So what I did for those is these are my molds, and I went ahead and drilled them out, and I try to drill them while they're soft. When they're freshly cast, the resin's a little bit softer and it's a little bit easier to drill, but I just used a drill gun, made a hole in that where my hardware will go. I'm going to use Type-On Quick and Thick adhesive. It's a brand new container, so let me make sure it's going to want to come out. All right. It's cold in my workspace. Doesn't want to come out.
What, the glue?
Yeah, can you grab
Oh,
me,
that's
can you
not
grab
the
me
one
the
that's...
one that's in between my molds? It's a brand new package and I need to like kind of prime the, yeah, that one. Yeah. Glue.
How do you say that in French?
Le glue. All right. This one's almost gone, so I was going to try to use a new container, but this one's already got the glue primed to the end of it.
Hey, Cindy.
Hey, Cindy.
That's right. Not so thick.
So
Not so quick,
it is thick, and when it's cold especially, it doesn't want to come out. So I actually store this upside down with the lid on so that it runs to the tip, but this one's almost empty. That's why I was going to open that new one, but I thought I was being prepared, and it presents a whole nother host of problems. And then I'm going to want to line this up with my hardware hole. So I can take a screw, or here I'm going to use my paintbrush, and I'm just going to place that into my hardware hole to make sure that lines up.
What?
And that's where my screw for my knob is going to go. And I could do this with the new knob molds from Cece that you guys are going to see coming up.
That was genius.
And that can go right through there. And then it'll also hold the mold in place while my glue is drying.
Poke her eye out too.
Yeah, that's true. Watch where you're walking. A screw takes up a little less.
It's like a limbo line.
All right, let's see if I can get enough out of here for one of these bigger guys.
Well, hold on, I'm going to try to limbo.
Yeah, how low can you go?
Yeah. Let's get it on camera when Sean throws his back out. What are you doing?
That glue is not happening.
Oh my gosh.
I better let getting this out
Doesn't
with a
even
brush.
Perform on command.
Yeah, no. Oh, that's what. Because you want to know what this glue is from? This is the glue that I taught a class with a year ago.
Oh, I forgot.
So it's just it's kind of solidified on the end of the container. Wow. There we go. Now I'm.
Would you like a hammer?
Just got to get this like clog out of here, and then it'll work. Just got us like a skin over the top of the container, and then it didn't want to come out the nozzle.
Goodness.
Yeah, that's a lot. but these are a little old. These are what I taught with at the Redesign with Prima store last year.
I was gonna say that when
There
you
we
flip it,
go.
aside from the coloring and the texture to it, it looks like a boat anchor when you flip it around. Good old fleur de
lis.
boat anchor.
Fleur de boat anchor.
Yep.
Okay, so this is one of those big fleur de lis molds. I'm actually doing okay on time. I actually wanted to line this drawer with you guys, so I think we can do that too. I'll just stay on the whole time. There is someone coming on after me. There's another live after me. Okay, and then these are my larger medallions that I used for my hardware backs down here. Let's see if I got another. Do I have any screws? Take one out of this. Okay, and I can just find my screw hole, and I'm going to line that up with my hardware hole in the back, make sure it's nice and straight and lines up with this guy up on the top. And the screw will hold it right there, and then once it's dry, I can pop that out and just put my knob right through the center of there.
So I don't want to totally state the over obvious, but it's upside down.
Oh, this one, yes. Yeah. The reason that I did that was because
to conform it.
Yeah, I've got this arched molding that's part of my furniture piece, and when I have it up, right side up, it doesn't fit. And so I like it like this. It looks pretty. It's intentional. Got a little bit extra glue there. This glue will dry clear, but on the black backdrop, it's a little more visible. So I did that. I just flipped it upside down, and I think it works. It's really pretty. So that's just going to be on the two top drawers. We'll have that. And that was two. I mean, you can really customize your designs to work around features like that. I can do anything that I need to.
Oh, some of these molds would be amazing for Mardi Gras here in Mississippi.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I'm expecting an invite.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about that. We have Mardi Gras coming up. Okay. And then I put a little guy down here. I'll have another one of these big hardware medallions. Where'd that guy go? For right here. And that completes this design. So overall, it's a pretty sophisticated look. Add a little bit more glue to this one because I didn't feel like that had good contact. A little clump on my glue right there. And then we'll go ahead and I'm going to use the paper from this collection. Will go inside the drawer. This is a vanity. It has a mirror on it. And I always feel like with vanities, they're very over the top. So I usually go over the top feminine. To hold my mold in place down there, I don't have a screw hole on that one. So I'm just going to use a little bit of painter's tape just to hold it while that glue is setting up. Just like that. And then I can come back in just a few minutes and pull that off and my glue will be a little bit more set up. Let's go ahead and put this my last hardware medallion on. So I used both of those fleur de lis molds. You know, hand me that paper that's right there?
No.
All right, so I used both of the fleur de lis molds, fleur de lis en or, and then Salon de la. So the larger ones are Salon de la, and these smaller little guys, like this one here, is fleur de lis en or. So I've got two different molds that I combined, but they definitely complement each other, both with that fleur de lis theme. I'm just making sure that I get out to the edges of my mold when I'm putting my glue on because I want to make sure that those have contact too. So of course I get it in the center, and you don't want too thin so that your mold wants to fall off, but also not too thick because then it'll squish out from around the edges. I'm going to steal another one of these screws to hold my...
Oh. Redesign. We're all sitting here at Prima and are commenting on how good this looks together.
Oh, it's so pretty, huh? This is a great collection. All of this works so well together.
Well, they think I'm funny.
Looks
aren't everything.
When I finish this piece, I will put up a full tutorial. I've videoed everything that I've done so far. There will be a full tutorial up on my YouTube channel, but I've got to finish it first. And obviously I don't have the top done. I've got to finish some things with the legs, and the mirror's not done either. So I'm going to be probably a couple weeks out before I get this done and then get a video edited. But if you follow me on my YouTube channel at Brush by Brandy on YouTube, this will be a tutorial that you guys can watch on my YouTube channel. All right, I'm going to regret putting this, that I put this drawer in. Oh, there we go. Ta-da! All right, let's paper this drawer. I'm going to pull it out and try to not damage my paint. All All right, so what I went ahead and did is these drawer bottoms are raw wood. Let me show you one that I haven't painted yet. And I don't have...
Oh, the molds you can use for cakes.
Yes, they
Candles.
are. Now, once you've used them for resin, you don't want to use them for food, but they are food safe. So I use mine mostly for resin, and then, you know, it doesn't translate well to then putting food in them. But when they're clean, new out of the package, you can use them for melting chocolates, cake molds. They're super pretty on cakes. They look really ornate. I've seen a few people do that. So this is what my drawer bottom looks like naturally. I've added a coat of primer on this because this is raw wood. It doesn't have any sealer on it, and I don't want it to bleed and discolor my paper. The oils in the wood can discolor the papers over time. So what I'm going to use for this is the Redesign with Prima decoupage gel. Let's see. I kind of put my drawer like this. Can you guys see it okay? I'll lean it against my
Of course you want to do that. Please hold.
Can you see it okay?
I'm going to have to cut you out of the picture.
All right, while you guys are moving around, moving and shaking over there, having your party, I got glue on my pants. Don't ask. It's a long story. It's why I usually
don't want to
look
go
like
there.
this.
Yep.
It's why I can't go out in public.
That's one of many reasons.
Yeah, so I'm going to move my transfer because I'm still going to fill in with some of that little gold sprinkle around. So I'm going to move this so that I don't accidentally hit it. And then I'm going to place this down. You don't have to come down with me, but I'm going to cut this. And it's just easier if it's down. All right, and then I'm going to place my 90-degree corner into my drawer bottom. And then I can find my sides, and I'll be able to cut this with my razor knife.
Oh, you got a little paint on your carpet.
Oh, I did? Shoot. How's this going to go back in the house then? People are going to think we're disgusting.
This is our living room.
No, this actually, it is a rug underneath me, but I just use it as a drop cloth now. All right, so I marked the side. Now I'm going to find this end here. And I think it's easier just to slice, but then when you get to the corners, scissors works a little bit better on this paper. I'm going to make sure your razor knife is nice and sharp. Okay, and then I'll come in and I'll just get the rest with a pair of scissors. Not those ones, because those are like, I'd rather chew the paper. A nice sharp pair of scissors, and I can just cut those lines that I sort of scored.
That's the boy for a second.
You're tired of this? You're bored of this?
This is beyond my job.
You're bored of crafting? All right, get this top corner. And I'm going to show you a couple things on this paper. If anything, you want to cut your paper a little too large, you can always trim it once it's laid inside the drawer, but that should be the size of my drawer bottom. All right, so slicing this paper with the razor knife gives me nice, crisp cuts. This cuts really well with the razor knife. This is a really durable, it's got fibers in it, almost like a fabric. But it's thin like a paper, but has the tensile strength of a fabric. So I can pull at that. I can get this to tear. Okay, so here, but watch what happens when I tear it. Come a little closer to the camera. Can you guys see it starts showing those fibers? It's got a weave to it. So tearing this one, and same thing with sanding it, you're gonna start to expose some of those fibers. So I try to avoid that unless you want that as a deliberate look. It does kind of create some of these hairs, and then you have to give it a haircut. So I just cut mine using that razor knife, and that gives me a nice, clean, sharp, crisp edge. And then my decoupage gel is going to serve as my adhesive underneath my paper, and it's also going to be my sealer over the top. So somewhere out here, I brought brushes. So I like these brushes. These are from Wiesel. And this is just a little, let's see, what size is this? A 1.5 inch. These are really nice, and then it's got a nice, it's got an edge on it, like an angle, so that I can get into the corners of the drawer. And it's got a fairly thin bristle on it. So I like these for projects like this, getting into corners of drawers. and laying on a nice thin even coat. Synthetic bristles.
When you do that to YouTube, it makes it look like you have one heck of a long arm.
Oh yeah?
Just because
Yeah?
the fisheye lens.
Okay, so I'm going to brush this in here, get into these corners. A nice, pretty ample coat. I don't want it like thick and goopy, but I want to make sure that I've got good coverage. I'm not trying to go skimpy on it, because this is going to be the adhesive under my paper. And I want to lay that paper into a nice bed.
Yeah, so anyone out there have questions about the new collection?
I'm going to lay this paper into this nice bed of the decoupage gel. I try to keep my brush strokes pretty clean and even, but that paper is got a thickness to it, so it's not going to show every brush stroke. Okay, right into those corners, because of course the corners are where you don't want your paper to start coming up, and along those edges I make sure I get those really well.
I'm going to need that sheet because they want me to read off the names.
Oh, all the names?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they want. They only want it until they get it. Okay, and then I'm going to find my design, because it does have sort of a directional design on this. And I'll find my 90-degree corner, and I'm going to start right there. And then I'm just going to lay the paper. This does have wrinkles, folds in it from the packaging, but I find that I have no problem with them smoothing out. You can see once I lay it into that bed of the decoupage gel, it smooths out those lines. The other thing that's nice about this paper is if you get your placement wrong, it's not fragile. So even though I've exposed it to moisture, put it in that bed of the gel, if I need to move it, I can just lift it up and place it back down again. You can reapply it, the gel, if you feel like you need more in an area. Okay, but that's a good placement in both of my corners. Those creases have smoothed out, and I kind of work from the center outwards to make sure it lays nice and smooth. You can use a brayer for this, or a decoupage tool, which is sort of like a scraper.
So when is this coming to market?
So these are available now at your local retailers. Will have these now, and then these will be online at the Redesign with Prima website in about a week. So if you want something now, and some things that go quickly, if they're really popular, they can go quickly. My takes on what I think the most popular will be, well, I'll tell you what my favorites are. I won't try to speculate on their popularity, but I really like these large fleur-de-lis molds. I think that'll be popular. The metallic transfers do really well. Those are really popular. I think the knob molds are going to be really popular. You guys will see those. Cece's up next after me, and she'll show you guys how to use the knob molds. But if there's something you really love, you can find them now at your local retailer, or when they go up online in about a week. Okay, so I have my paper down. It's in that bed of the decoupage gel. So I've seated it nicely into the bed. Now I'm going to put another layer of the decoupage gel over the top. And I want it to sort of saturate through this paper, and it's going to find that decoupage gel that's underneath, and that's going to encapsulate my paper and give it really nice coverage. This decoupage gel is really the only way to go on these papers, because they have a light texture to them. So when you just use a thin clear coat, a liquid clear coat, it doesn't fill that texture, and you end up still feeling it. You feel a light texture, and then people will try to sand it, and it exposes those fibers that are in the paper. But if you avoid the sanding and just use the decoupage gel, this will sort of fill the texture on the paper. It's nice and thick and gives you a nice smooth surface. So what I'm doing here is I'm massaging it into the paper. I massage it in so that it meets up with what's underneath. I want it to saturate through that paper and also start to fill that texture. So this coat over the top is a little bit thicker. I do a couple brush strokes back and forth to make sure that I've gotten all the way into that. Whereas if I just go like this, I'm just sort of, only going onto the surface of the paper, and I want to get it all the way through so that it meets up with what's underneath, and I get a full bond.
Just throwing it out there. Cindy needs a massage.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get right. So we'll send someone. We'll send someone, Cindy. I need a massage too. Let's go together. That would be fun.
It's so weird that you need a massage.
Yeah, I know, but I'm weird about like people touching me. Like I can't have pedicures totally. I feel bad. I feel like that's someone's job to rub my feet. I can't do it. I just feel guilty the whole time. Like I owe them a really big tip. I'm so sorry. I don't have gross feet, but I mean still. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way around this, and I'm massaging this gel into that paper. Okay, I've got a little edge here, but I can trim that once my paper is nice and dry. I've got a little, and smooth that out a little bit. So I just lifted the paper up, and I'm going to smooth it back down. I can smooth this down using my brush too. I had a little wrinkle in there. So I just lifted it right back up, and I smoothed it back down. All right, now that my paper is laid, I've massaged that coat in over the top, and I'm just going to go through and give this a brush in a single direction so that my brush strokes are all running one way. That's just to give it a nice clean finish.
What's that gel again?
This is the decoupage gel from Redesign with Prima. This is the matte. It does come in a gloss too. So this one doesn't have a sheen to it, but the gloss will. So especially what I'm doing here where I'm brushing out those brush strokes because the gloss will reflect the light. You want to make sure that your brush strokes are nice and clean so they look smooth. And then from here, like if I was doing this, if I was putting this paper on the front of a furniture piece, I've got my decoupage gel from here. Now, if I wanted to unify it with my paint finish, I can put my regular clear coat over the top of that decoupage gel and I'll get a uniform sheen over my entire furniture piece. But I put that decoupage gel underneath, a nice coat over the top that I've massaged through my paper, clean up those brush strokes, and now I could come back and put my regular clear coat over top to unify it with the sheen of my piece so it all matches. So that's how I like to lay these papers. Cut it with a razor knife instead of sanding if possible. You want to grab me a sanding sponge out of that top drawer? I just want to show what happens when you sand these. Okay, I'm going to put this drawer. But that's my paper laid into the bottom of my drawer. So that's going to be my drawer liner on this. Another paper that I thought would look really well with this collection.
You don't want a newer, right?
No, I want something that's a little coarse.
Okay.
Is there something more coarse
good.
than that?
Oh.
That's pretty fine. This paper right here, this is from another paper pack from Redesign. But this also has a fleur-de-lis. But I had already used this one, and so I only have a partial piece of it. But this would look really pretty with this design too. So this is a way you can combine some designs that are already out there. This paper pack, this is a 3-pack of the papers, 3 different designs. Is called Enchanted Romance. Has 3 different designs in them, and one of them is this fleur-de-lis pattern. And it matches perfectly. The coloring with the gold, it's got a little bit of black. If you put this on a white background especially, you'll see all the crackling in the background. So that would be a really pretty option that you could also combine with this. All right, so that's my drawer, but I wanted to show you guys what happens if I sand this. I'm going to put this up here because I've got wet adhesive on there and I don't want my sanding dust to get on it. But what happens if I sand this paper? I'm going to ask Sean to come in a little close so you can see this. I'm not sure how better to show it to you guys. So you can trim the paper by sanding it. If you do, I'd recommend that you go in just one direction. Oh, it's up there.
Really?
Yeah.
My group photo?
Yeah, you want to find it? Okay, so if you do a sawing back and forth, you're going to create even more of those fibers. I can go in one direction, pulling downward.
Oh, sorry, guys.
And you can trim the paper like that. And that gave me a pretty clean edge. But if I do sawing on this...
Did you put that in the rag pile?
Of course I would never use it. So...
Here, do you need a rag?
So when you're sanding, you're going to want to sand in one direction. Right? Sean's favorite band, One Direction.
So lucky
You get
I like
it?
to make
You
fun
get
of
it?
myself.
What are the chances I found this? This was in a rag pile at a show that we did in Australia. And of course I can't get rid of it. It's a pillowcase with One Direction on it. What are the chances? What a find. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. So those are my recommendations. If you're going to sand the edges of that paper, just do it in one direction and you get a lot cleaner edge. And if you're going to sand over the top of it, don't sand the raw paper because you'll expose those fibers. Put that clear coat over the top and you can sand your clear coat gently instead of sanding right onto that paper. All right, you guys, amazing collection that we saw today. We did a ton with a lot of stuff, but this is the Grand Chateau Collection from Redesign with Prima. Brand new, available now at your local retailers. We'll be online with Redesign with Prima next week. Some beautiful molds. We've got papers. We've got three transfers in the collection. Stencil, just it's a massive collection, and those molds you're gonna see, I'm gonna use those all the time. On my way out though, I wanted to show you, I used one of the new mica powders from Redesign, and I put them into one of their stars molds with amazing casting resin, and you guys want to see if it really glows in the dark?
Yeah, you gotta make it quick though.
I didn't charge these though. What did I do with my light?
It's on this can right here.
Oh, there we go. All right, this is a black light. Let's see if we can really make this
You
glow.
gotta do the regular first.
I think it's too bright in here. All right, we're gonna sign off with the lights out.
What?
Yeah, all of you go hit the light and we'll see if these glow. And then I'll go ahead and sign off, you guys. There's another live after me, you guys, so stick around and there will be lives all day long. We're gonna sit in the dark.
Is this Halloween?
Yeah, it's still too bright in here. It's glow in the dark mica powder, you guys.
No, but there's still a lot of light generated.
Yeah.
You can kind of see
still a lot of light, but you can
luminescence.
see the luminescence on those. And on these stars, I thought they would be really cute. My kids would love these in their rooms, like on the ceilings, some little stars that glow in the dark. So that's the glow in the dark mica powders. Those are also brand new. Now that we're sitting in the dark.
Power got cut.
Yeah.
I didn't pay that bill.
Didn't pay the bill. All right, you guys, stick around for the next live. Thank you to Redesign for all the work you put into this beautiful collection and for being here today on my live with me. You guys, my name is Brush by Brandy. Check me out on Facebook. I'm also on YouTube, and I do weekly painting tutorials over there. And I will let you guys go. Have a great weekend.